So the Kansas City Chiefs are coming off a year where they just won the Super Bowl, of course. And not only did they just win the Super Bowl, they're coming off a historic season after losing who was at one point the franchise wide receiver in Tyreek Hill. They made multiple moves to bounce back and have a very good season. And Patrick Mahomes had the best season of his career. But it's not all about Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce. We have to touch on the rookies. Like, the defense got better. First of all, that was a whole brand new Kansas City Chiefs defense, because I've watched every game. I'm pretty sure y'all did as well, from game one, from the Cardinals game to the Raiders game. And we see the defense starting off slow and then picking it up throughout the season. Like, I ain't gonna say they started off super slow, but I feel like McDuffie being hurt, that kind of hurt it a little bit. But once he came back, the defense picked right back up. And I love what Chris Jones did this season. That's why we have to extend him. But yeah, the defense, man, that was a different energy. Like, the defense brought a different energy. A bunch of young, hungry rookies that was just out there tackling, hitting, and making plays. It was honestly very fun to watch. And not only on the defensive side, we also got, two rookies on the offensive side. Isaiah Pacheco and Sky Moore. I love that. That was very nice to see, especially Isaiah Pacheco. I always knew he was going to be a good player because, first of all, he ran a 4.37. He's a very strong, burly player. And when you that fast, when you got a blend of speed, strength, and athleticism, then it's just a recipe for success. And that's why Isaiah Pacheco did very well when he was called up to get that starting spot when Clyde Edwards-Helaire went down. And it's really looking bad for Clyde Edwards-Helaire as well. But Pacheco is probably the franchise running back. So the Chiefs found their franchise running back in the 7th round. Now, that's something that's absolutely crazy. We found our best running back since Kareem Hunt. Since Kareem Hunt in the 7th round, bro. That's just something to think about. And then when you have all these wide receivers who's due for a breakout season, like I've always said in most of my videos, so I don't got to go over that anymore. But it's just looking good for the Kansas City Chiefs. And it's a lot to build on from last season. And that's why I say the Kansas City Chiefs have unfinished business, because they're going to be heading in the next season still with a chip on their shoulders, even after winning the Super Bowl, because it's not enough to silence the haters. So the Chiefs are just going to have to keep being great. And I think that they're going to be way better this season than they were last season. I feel like last season was just a tease of what's to come in the future. And I know that may sound crazy because we literally won a Super Bowl, but that was just a tease to what's going to come in the future. And Isaiah Pacheco is going to be a very, very dominant player, and he's going to be someone to watch. Trust me and mark my words. Isaiah Pacheco is going to be someone to watch in the future, and I could see him being a 1,000-yard rusher with 300 receiving yards easily. No doubt about it. And I know I'm showing a lot of Isaiah Pacheco, and Isaiah Pacheco is a running back, right? See, I probably like, okay, so he's not the future of this franchise, obviously. But, I mean, we know that it's clearly Patrick Mahomes. But I'm not really trying to say that Isaiah Pacheco is the future of the franchise. But I'm trying to say is he's going to be a big piece and a big key piece of this team for a minute because of his rushing ability. He could work on his blocking, but that's something that he could work on easily. And his speed and the way he could catch, I think he could catch pretty good. He did good against the Bengals that game. And like I said, man, these wide receivers, if we really touch on them, it's really, that's really what we want to touch on. So let's get into the wide receivers right now. Kadarius Toney, man, I already say a lot. Y'all already know, I just made a video on him. I made multiple videos about Toney. And it's just because I have high praise for Kadarius, man. It's like that trade that Brett Veach did was amazing. And the Chiefs, they've made it to the AFC Championship every year in the Mahomes era. They've won 2 Super Bowls in 4 years. So the fact that they're not even close to finished yet is what's crazy to me. I think that the Chiefs are going to go down the greatest franchise of all time. And Patrick Mahomes probably is going to retire with the most rings, to be honest. I wouldn't even be surprised. But Kadarius Toney, I really want to see what he's going to do on the field. He's very electric. And since this is a 15-minute video, I'm going to be trying to cover as much players as I can. And, man, Kadarius Toney is going to be our Deebo Samuel, mark my words. And Sky Moore. Sky Moore's another one I like because he has a very good chance to make something shake. I mean, he's shown some key flashes of him this season, like what he does in the short route game. You know, just a little zigs, outs, in routes, stuff like that, slants. Like him as a little slot receiver. Now, I'm not saying he's going to be Julian Edelman, because, bro, y'all take everything I say literal. But, no, he's not going to be Julian Edelman. But I do think that's someone he models his play style after. Short, shifty wide receiver that could run them little, you know, them slot routes, them intermediate routes. And, yeah, man, so it's just, the future's looking bright for the Kansas City Chiefs. And if you didn't see my last video on that, you definitely have to check it out. But it's more that we're going to be covering throughout this whole video, so stay tuned. And when it comes to just the defense as a whole, like, I understand we just lost Frank Clark. I feel like when it comes to the defensive line, we're probably getting younger because we lost Kalen Saunders. I think KeAndre Colburn's going to be a good replacement for him. And obviously Chris Jones is still going to be Chris Jones. We should be extending him soon. But I think KeAndre Colburn's the perfect replacement for Kalen Saunders. Now, if you ain't check out my video on KeAndre Colburn, you have to check that out. It has 14,000 views on YouTube, I think, right now. Felix Anudike-Uzomah, you know, Thompson, that dude we got named Thompson. So the Chiefs are trying to make their defensive line young. That's basically what they're doing. They're going the young route. George Karlaftis, who I think is going to have a breakout year. If you didn't see my video on George Karlaftis, you have to check that out. Charles Omeni, who's coming off a solid year behind Nick Bosa. If you didn't see my video on Charles Omeni, you have to check that out. Like, I feel like my channel has everything you need. Like, if you don't know something about a player, or you're not familiar with a player's game, or you don't know what to expect from them in the next season, you look at my channel, because I swear my channel has literally every single thing that you need. And when it comes to the linebacker room, we already know about the linebacker room. I preach this in a lot of videos. The linebacker room is just looking very, very scary, man. And the reason why I say that is because Drue Tranquill, that's another one. If you didn't see my video on Drue Tranquill, go check that out. The reason why I say he's looking scary is because he's a very dominant player. He's very dominant, and he's gonna make some good plays, especially with Nick Bolton. And they're different type of linebackers. But Drue Tranquill, he hits hard, he tackles as well, but he can get picks, and sacks. That's what I like about him. Nick Bolton, just an unreal tackling machine, very good linebacker, definitely one of the best young linebackers in the league, definitely creeping up on top 10, if he's not already top 10. And I made a video on Nick Bolton as well. Now, I haven't made a video on Willie Gay yet, so I'm going to do one on Willie Gay. But I like Willie Gay. I think he's still going to be good. Leo Chenal, I got to do a video on him too. I think he's going to be very good as well. Like, Willie Gay, he's going to stay playing at the level that he's been playing these previous years. I don't think this is really going to stop him. But our linebacker room is looking like one of the best linebacker rooms in the NFL at this point, and I really love it. Then you got our secondary with the safeties looking very good, adding Mike Edwards as well, drafting Shamari Connor and Nick Jones, and Jalen Watson and Joshua Williams. I made videos on them, how they stepped up to them cornerback roles when McDuffie was out. And Snead, McDuffie is just looking very good for the Kansas City Chiefs overall. And when we talk about the tight end room as well, that's looking good. I love what Jody Fortson could be. I love Blake Bell. I love Noah Gray. He's made some key plays. Haven't made a video on Noah Gray yet. Possible 500-yard candidate, but who knows. Jody Fortson, same thing with him. Made a video on Jody Fortson. So I still have a lot of content coming for y'all. You know, it's only July, so I get the content is kind of limited right now. But we already know we taking over once September come. But yeah, man, the Kansas City Chiefs, like, they just keep putting themselves in the position to win. Like, they're just making all the right moves when it's necessary, playing chess, not checkers. And that's the main reason why they even won the Super Bowl last year. Trading Tyreek Hill, loading up on picks, and retooling the team was the perfect thing to do. I feel like that was the best move by Brad Veach, and he deserves all the praise for that. Because I don't think y'all understand, man. Well, y'all understand, but I realize people from outside of the Chiefs Kingdom fan base watches my videos, so I don't think people understand how hard that is. Like, you lose Tyreek Hill, who's a top wide receiver in this league, obviously, and he showed that even more in the Dolphins. And then you go out there and win a Super Bowl ring with a bunch of unproven rookies, and Juju Smith-Schuster is your wide receiver one. Now, I understand Travis Kelce plays like a wide receiver, but yeah, I gotta stop, man. That man is not a wide receiver. He's a tight end at the end of the day. And the Chiefs didn't really have a real wide receiver one. Like, Juju's literally a wide receiver two playing wide receiver one. And that's where this comes into play. DeAndre Hopkins. Now, I know I've been talking about this in a lot of my videos, but I'm not gonna lie, I'm gonna keep talking about it until he literally doesn't sign with us, because I see him signing with us. But hey, man, like I said, like people say in my comments, bro, Titans, Pats, or us. Like, obviously, I'm gonna actually give some shout outs to some people right now, but they say Titans, Pats, or us, man. I really think he's gonna pick us, but hey, you never really know. But when it comes to DeAndre Hopkins, man, if he joins the Kansas City Chiefs, that's pretty self-explanatory on what's going to happen. I shouldn't have to even explain that. Easy repeat. We're going to repeat regardless, but with D-Hop, I call it an easy repeat. And I just don't know. It's really about us offering him a contract, because I feel like if we do offer him a contract, you think he's going to turn it down, then he's going to see us in the Super Bowl. He's going to regret that. So Coronin said, who wouldn't want to catch TDs from the greatest QB in the league? He just doesn't want to go to training camp. That's a fact. I'm pretty sure DeAndre Hopkins is not going to want to go to training camp. But I feel like Andy Reid's the type of dude that's going to be like, yo, get in here and get that work in. So I don't know how that's going to work. But who wouldn't want to catch TDs from the best quarterback in the league? I mean, like, bro, he praises Mahomes. It's not like he has anything against Mahomes. So I don't know. And I guess even if it's not happening, I mean, only one could dream. Can you imagine Patrick Mahomes, Kadarius Toney, and Travis Kelce with D-Hop? Can you imagine how much TDs Mahomes is going to throw? Bro is going for easily 60 touchdowns with them red zone threats, bro. And Justin Ross probably coming in as a red zone threat. We know Fortin is a red zone threat. Bro, I swear, if D-Hop gets added to the team, Mahomes is winning MVP again, and we're winning another Super Bowl. And 3 MVPs and 3 rings is probably going to put him in the top 3, top 5 conversation already. And you could fry me for that in the comments. I don't even care. And Andrew said you might be right. D-Hop hitting Chris Jones up on IG. I want it to happen. D-Hop would be rejuvenated. He's hungry to prove he still got it, and he'll fit right in. And Andrew, I love that comment. That's a fact. D-Hop is hungry. He's never had a ring. People's doubting him, telling him he's washed. And if he really wants to prove that he has it, the perfect person to do it with will be with Patrick Mahomes. So I could see him fitting right in with the Chiefs, who we know is a gritty, hungry team that's always determined to win and prove people wrong. Philip said D-Hop would bring us 3 in a row, for real, for real. And yeah, man, I just said that, so I agree with that. I think DeAndre Hopkins definitely is going to bring us 3 in a row. I mean, it's obvious a talent like that mixed with a bunch of other talents with a offensive-minded genius and Andy Reid. Hey, I could see 3 in a row being very possible. And even without him, I think that's something very possible. We could be the first team to three-peat. I mean, we've came close if you really think about it. So I think we could do it this time. We don't make too much mistakes. My boy Christopher said, I just want us to take pressure from Mahomes, and D-Hop can do that. Yes, sir. And yes, I know we don't need him, but man, F that. We should sign him. I'm with you, bro. Chiefs Kingdom. Facts. Chiefs Kingdom for sure. And yeah, man, like, obviously we don't need DeAndre Hopkins, but saying that he wouldn't take the pressure off of Mahomes, that's just foolery, honestly. It's really foolery, bro. Like, there's no way you could believe that DeAndre Hopkins wouldn't make Mahomes' life easier. You could 100% believe we don't need him, because we don't. But believing that he wouldn't make everything easier for Mahomes, that's honestly just crazy. And I really don't know how someone could believe that, bro. Like, I honestly don't. And as the video is getting towards the end, I'm going to give a shout out to some consistent people that's been commenting on my videos consistently. If I miss your name, you'll be in the next video for sure. So first I want to get into Micah. Yo, the support that this very great person has been showing me is crazy, man. Like, I really appreciate it. I may not get to every single comment, but I read as much comments as I can, and the support is unreal. It's just crazy how some people that don't even really like know you in person will support you so fast compared to the people that know you in person. But that was the first shout out. We're gonna stick to 3 shout outs per vid, so I'm gonna be coming with 2 more. Next we have Badiliak Slat. I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing names wrong, but I like what this person comments. Like, obviously they don't have a lot of comments, but just the positivity of what they've been commenting lately. 1 heart for the algorithm. I love that type of comment, because that's honestly true, and that is what you need for the algorithm. You do need a like. So I appreciate you, and Yeah, thank you. And next we have Dan Carroll. Now, I see you consistently commenting good stuff, telling me good video, leaving your opinion on my videos, and I appreciate that. I love all y'all feedback, man, especially the Chiefs fans. And I just want to make sure we all on the same page, y'all agreeing with the content I put out, because if y'all not, I'm going to always switch it up. But, yeah, man, for the most part, you already know, the Kansas City Chiefs, they're set up for the future, and they have a lot of unfinished business. And this team is going to be something to watch for years to come. And it's honestly just getting started. 2 Super Bowls in 4 years, but it's still just getting started, and we're watching the start of a whole new dynasty. Y'all thought the New England Patriots were good? It's the Kansas City Chiefs time, and it's just the best time to be a Chiefs fan right now. It's like, it really feels good. It honestly really feels good, man. And I'm appreciating the moment. I'm just living in the moment. It's been your boy Chiefs Priority, and I'm out, man. Peace. I was very tired making this video.